Okay guys, 2018 GMC Yukon 6.2 L86. Just show you a little bit real quick what you got to do if you want to replace, if you need to replace oil pump or timing chain on these motors. They have a lot of issues with oil pumps. They have a solenoid in here. Why you would put a solenoid on these, control oil flow. But the solenoids are bad about breaking inside the pump. And one other issue they had, which I didn't find on this one, is sometimes your timing chain guide will come apart and it'll actually rub on the housing of the pump. This one, I didn't see any holes in the pump or anything, but we had the code PO6DD. We had low oil pressure, and so let me show you a little bit what all you got to take off to get to the oil pump and timing chain. I've got it apart right now, but I'll just show you. You got to take the alternator off and the AC compressor. You don't have to take the lines loose, you just unbolt the bolts. You have this bracket here. Let me get a picture of it. This bracket here that bolts to the side of the block here, that's your alternator, and your air conditioning compressor bolts to the bottom of it. You have to take this bracket off because this is the design. This is the new design of the water pumps now. This is, yeah, that's a good looking. And the reason you have to take this bracket off because this bracket goes, it covers these bolts on this side. You got 3 bolts on this side, and then the other 3 bolts are behind that bracket. So that's why you have to take this bracket off to get to these 3 bolts here. All right. Now basically, alternator, air conditioning. I snuck the timing cover out without taking the air injection pump off. Well, vacuum pump, not air injection, vacuum pump. They do not use gaskets anymore on the oil pan or on the timing cover. Everything's RTV. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to sneak it back in there with RTV all over it. This is the new designed oil pan. As you can see, the oil pickup for the oil pump is now part of the pan. It's made into the pan. So no gaskets, RTV, and then you got a seal here for the oil pump, and then you got the 2 seals back here for your oil cooler lines that go through. Let's get it up in there, and then I'll show you what we had to take off underneath. Okay, so underneath, to get the oil pan out, luckily on this one it's just a 2-wheel drive, so we didn't have, you know, front differential and everything and all we had to pull out. Did have to pull this cross member out that goes across here, and then of course got the electronic power steering. You got bolts here, here, and here where it bolts to the frame. I just let it hang down, and it's out the way to get to all the bolts and everything. And then there's the timing chain, oil pump bolts goes onto the crankshaft. You got these 2 bolts here, these 2 bolts here, and then there's your oil pressure passage. And it has another passage right there on the timing chain tensioner there. You see the little rubber ring there. I don't know if maybe that's like a bypass or if it's a separate feed, because there is a hole right here where that goes to. This is an old pump, as you can see. There's no wear on it. Timing chain looks, I mean, it's got over 100,000 miles on it, so I'm going to replace the tensioner and the chain. But you know, there's no wear here. But we're going to have to go ahead and replace it because we've got over 100,000 miles on it. But the reason you have to pull the oil pan is because the way how the oil pan is designed now, with this lip on the front of it, you can get the oil pump bolts off with the oil pan on it, but the oil pump won't come off the crank because it hits against the pan. So that's the reason you have to drop the pan. So yeah, just a little quick tutorial there. You know, we have fun every day here. All right.